All right, now that we have an idea of what macros are, how powerful they are, why you might want to use them, let's go ahead and build our first macro. I'm going to show you how we can go ahead and do that. So the first thing you're going to want to do is open up a spreadsheet. It can be any spreadsheet. Go to Tools, Script Editor, and let's start a blank project. In our case, we'll go to File, New, Project, blank project, and bang. What you can see is this has dumped us into code.gs, which stands for Google Spreadsheet. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy over a function that I copied earlier, or wrote out earlier, and we'll just run through this really quickly. So what this is doing is this is JavaScript. You are looking at real JavaScript code. So what this is doing is this code is simply a JavaScript script that is going to create a Google document and will email me a link to that Google document. So what you can see here is the function is called create and send a document. The function is describing exactly what the function does and how it works. Then this is what's known as commenting. For those of you who are familiar with JavaScript, you probably understand a lot of this. For those who aren't, and I'm not expecting most people to be, I'll walk through what this is, and then we'll, in the next lecture, we'll jump into and talk about how you can write your own using JavaScript. So what this is saying is these two slashes are what are known as comments. So what they mean is they are telling JavaScript, don't run the next line of what you're reading. So for us, this is basically for humans. So I can look at this and say, okay, this next line of code is going to create a new Google Doc named Hello World. How it's doing it is creating a variable, calling it doc, and then setting a function that is saying, basically it's telling document app to create a document with that, called that. Then the function is getting access to the body of the document, and this is called, this is how JavaScript works, and then it's going to insert this paragraph into the document. It'll get the URL or the web address of the document. It'll pull my email. It'll set the subject of the email it's going to send me as the name of the document, and then it'll email me the document along with the URL where that lives. And what you can see it's doing is it is using the send email function and accessing Gmail app to do the sending. And now this is why Google Spreadsheets is so cool, and specifically Google Macros, or as they're calling it, Google Scripts, is so amazing, because by doing this in Spreadsheet, you can access any Google service. Calendar, Maps, Gmail, Drive, whatever is tied to Gmail in some way, you can access and use with these scripts. We'll show you some cool scripts that you can use later, but to start with, I'll include this as a resource in the next lecture, so you can go ahead and run this yourself. But what we're going to do once we pasted the code is we're going to save this. So we're going to save it. We're going to call it create and send. You can see it's saving right now. And then we're going to run it. So we're going to run create and send document. So it's running it right now. We're going to authorize it, which simply means that we're going to allow it to access my email account, so that it's doing that so that it can write me an email. It's running the function, and now that the yellow bar has disappeared, we should be able to see it. So let's see if we can find this. Boom. And there we go. You can see that this document was created by a Google Apps script, just as it said it would insert this as a paragraph. It has been saved to Google Drive, and we'll wait for Gmail to load so I can show you that the document has come in. And it looks like it's done loading, so let's see We got an email from myself with a link to the document called Hello World, which, as you can see, is the same document as the one we opened over here from Drive. So that is the first and easiest way to build a macro or a Google spreadsheet script. Next, we'll get into some more complex ones as well as some pre-built ones and teach you a tiny bit of JavaScript so that you can write these macros and automate different areas of your workflow and do some pretty powerful things with Google Spreadsheets.